What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode, another week of the What the Puck podcast. I'm Nick down there. That's Gunk up there. Gunk, we're back.
Oh, the Battle of the Hudson is
The
on again,
horrors
baby.
remain endless.
Oh,
But how are
yes.
you?
I am
Before
fantastic.
we get into it, how are
Doing
you?
good. I'm doing a lot better than you are. Oh my God.
Outside of
The
hockey,
chaos.
I'm great. I mean,
Oh well, of course. Me too.
personally, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just giving up.
Me-
It's great when you don't have
but-
to care.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, let's.
I took a lot of your, like I said, listen to you. Again, I don't watch a lot of their games, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little. I know how Rangers fans are, especially you guys, because I know we are over here. We're all over dramatic, and we're like, oh my God, one loss is the end of the world, but wow.
It's bad, right? It's bad, baby.
Bad.
Ain't it
I
something?
did not realize those Rangers are in chaos right
Oh,
now.
welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the circus,
Oh
baby.
God, like I didn't. Again, I wanted to get your because it was funny because it was when I was going into the game, it was like I was hoping for a nice close game, a real competitive game
No, you
where
don't
where
get
we
that.
come on here,
You don't
we
get
can
that
come
here.
on
You
here.
get you get outshot by 11 and win by 4. Welcome to the New York Rangers experience.
Ooh, Markstrom
This
loves the Garden, though. Wow.
this game feels like one of the playoff games from the Rangers Devils series a couple years ago.
See, I didn't even think it was that. I thought they were more competitive. This Rangers team was terrible.
No, this was game 4. Like game 3, game 4 Rangers.
Right.
This wasn't
Okay.
game 5, 6, and potentially 7. This was game 3,
Mhm.
4, where they got spanked.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was drawing comparisons, and you just knew after a certain point that it was just going to get ugly fast.
Oh yeah.
And I want to say that point was puck drop of the first period. This Rangers team came out and nothing. Absolutely nothing.
A zero burger against their rivals. I mean, and again, like I was just saying, I wanted to come on. I was hoping to get on here. It'd be a nice close game. I could take my take on the Rangers to you. You could take your take of the Devils watching them to me. I can't compare. It was such like again, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Well, yeah, of course, but
I mean 90 seconds into the game, you're down 1-0. And literally we were just talking about this before the podcast. 2-on-1, no Keandre Miller, we were just talking about before this. And we watched the video real quick. What was the term?
The walking pylon
from Mr. Sean Avery, who is noted Devils hater, and he hates talking about how good the Devils are. So when you get that from him, your team's in big trouble. And like I said, 90 seconds in, you're down 1-0.
Yeah, I kind of want to break this goal down real quick because I have it up.
Okay.
So it starts with the Rangers breaking into the offensive zone. I want to say that's either Schneider or Cooley.
I think it's Snyder because I remember from the video he said Snyder should have had the dump in.
Yeah, so it is Schneider. So Schneider and Hedel are breaking into the zone. Both Devils defensemen are back. And there's pressure from Brett and number 18 on the Devils.
That Andre Palat.
That is okay. It's always fucking Palat. Remember how we were talking about a couple weeks ago? Players that just kill your team. You have your Connor McMichael. I have my Andre Palat.
And going back to the game before, motherfucker did it again.
I
almost fucking made dude. I almost made a fucking TikTok about it, dude. And I got this kid next to me now shitting on me, even Devils fan, crapping on me for this guy. Oh, fucking Connor McMichael. and got into it with the captain in that game, which I was like, holy shit! Now he's fucking with Nico. Okay, but I got my karma because the motherfucker ran into the referee and fell, and they laughed my ass off when that happened. If you watch that shit in that game against the Devils, he fucking runs into the ref and fucking the ref knocks him over. Basically, I was fucking so happy to see that. He was my favorite referee
That's
all
great.
time. But anyway, let's go back to this. Go ahead.
So you have the defenseman back, you have Bratt, and you have Palat. It's 4-on-2 with Schneider and Hedel. Back behind the play is the walking pylon, Keandre Miller, Artemi Panarin, and Loff, and Jack Hughes is up there. Um, Schneider makes a little pass to Hedel, and Hedel just kind of malfunctions, I guess. Doesn't take a shot, even if it gets blocked. I'd rather it get blocked. Because
Right.
then you can at least notice from the players behind the play that the puck got turned over, and you could start going over to that side of the ice to try to
Right.
defend. Because now you
Exactly.
have 3 guys back. The Devils have Hughes kind of cherry picking. I'm not sure if he was going off for a change or not. So you have maybe Bratt coming up alone, and you potentially get a stop. He may need to dump it into the corner, and you could go get a change. The Devils go get a change. You reset play. But instead, Hedel decides to tap the puck back to Schneider, who is thoroughly covered. Puck goes into the corner. Palat picks it up. Bratt skates it up the ice. And Igor, shut your fucking legs. Shut your legs. Like, this isn't prom night. Shut your fucking legs. Let up a soft fucking goal. And then it just gets worse. You're just
It set
noticing.
the tone for the whole game.
Yeah.
It set the tone. The first goal set the tone. Like I said, it was 90 seconds in, and the Rangers looked defeated, like right from jump.
Because you look at the game, and I want to go back to the game against Montreal real quick.
Okay.
You come out very good. You score the first goal. Montreal. I want to say Montreal scored in the first to make it 1-1.
Yeah, it was 1-1, and then it went to 3-1.
And it was 2-1 at the end of first.
Mm-hmm.
You looked good. You looked like a team again. You go up 3-1. It feels like you should be able to coast. No, absolutely not. It's never that easy. 3-2. All right, fine. They're battling back. Stick through it. 3-3. All hope is lost. The game felt lost. And with 20 seconds left when Kako scored,
Yeah, it was at 1936. So,
did not feel safe.
25 seconds left, 24 seconds.
Did not feel safe with that lead. I definitely felt like the Rangers could have turned the puck over at any point, and Montreal skates it up the ice and scores. I'm getting to a point where I'm drawing comparisons to a lot of different Rangers teams that I've watched, comparing them to now. The strongest one that I am at is the 2022-2023 Ranger team that ended up playing the Devils in the playoffs.
Okay.
And it's bringing me back to around this time a couple of years ago. I remember where I was the night of the Trouba helmet throw in the game against Chicago.
Okay.
I was in Philly for a convention, and I remember seeing the clip on Instagram and just kind of brushing it off because I was in the same position that I am now. I had kind of just given up. The Rangers looked really good. They had some really bad stinker of games, and I just couldn't be bothered, and it seemed like the team couldn't be bothered, and that was the spark to the season. And they ended up winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games after that. So I feel like this team needs something like that, but how many more times does this core need like some kind of spark, some volatile spark like that
Hmm.
to kick it into gear. You've had this core 5, 6 years.
About, yeah.
You're telling me that they don't have any kind of like meshing together to where they can, you know, win hockey games? These players have been here forever. And it's not like these are new players. These are
No.
these are known NHL guys. I knew these players before they were on the Rangers.
Right.
So I'm not sure where the disconnect is, and I'm not sure if it's because of the rumors that have been coming out about people potentially being traded, because that's a
Yeah.
lot on a team. That could be a
Oh,
lot on a
absolutely.
team,
Yeah.
but as a team, you should put that behind you and focus on what you're doing on the ice to quiet what's happening upstairs.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Because we talked about how it was Truba and Kreider. I talked about how Kreider isn't an issue. You could get rid of Truba, but now you're looking at people like the Walking Pylon, like Glass Bones and Paper Skin number 55. You could get value for those guys now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think the slowness of how Drury is doing all of this is making it worse, because you know you need to make a change and no change is being made. The only change
Right.
that's being made is lineups are getting shuffled around, and sometimes it works. Cool. But if it works for one game, who's to say it's working for the next and the next and the next and the rest of the 82? It's not
Oh,
going to.
absolutely. No.
It's not going to happen with this lineup. It's not going to happen with these players. You have time still to turn the season around. But as we get closer to Christmas, if you're still struggling, you got to blow it up and get as much as you can for all your players.
Right.
And you're looking at defense. You got to look at number 31 too. I'm seeing a lot of people question if he wants to even be on this team. And it's getting to a point now where I don't want him on this team.
And it's a big question too, because it
You
seems like like you say, he's not in the form. Some like just he's letting off these. And again, watching this game, like I said, some of the goals he's given up, I was very surprised, and I was like I said, the first goal when he put it right through his legs, I was like, wow. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that at all. Especially how good Shesterkin is on breakaways. He is. I mean, he's really good on a breakaway, and it was a 2-on-1. And like I said, Miller was not doing anything on that play, so it
No, he
wasn't even
never does
anything
anything.
where
He just kind of is
it was.
there.
Well, again, it wasn't like a screenshot or a 2-on-1 pass across and he couldn't get over. I mean, he squared right to Brat and Brat beat him, like, just 100% beat him. And like I said, it just sets the tone for the game when 90 seconds in, one of your trusted players on the team that you expect to make. If he makes a save in that position, they go down and score. This game is a whole different scenario.
Yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
the
you figured
thing.
that
The
out.
Rangers can't score. They
Right.
can't put the puck in the net.
Right, but even like I said, but even him making a big save even brings the people to their feet.
Oh yeah, it gives you
Gets the team
something.
involved.
I think that's what you need, and you need something, especially because
Mm-hmm.
you're playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
Playing on home, you're in the middle of 5 games at home, and the games you've shown so far have been okay to terrible.
No,
Like
absolutely.
Montreal, the Montreal game was okay, does not excuse their play, and then you lose embarrassing to garbage. Like, what are we doing? And
And
then
that's coming. And the Montreal's coming off the night before where they lost to the Flyers 3-1.
exactly.
So I said we
So
didn't even get to that one because again you've had 3 games since we've had the last podcast, and we were talking about the Flyers game, how they had to come out and come out and beat the Flyers up, and they lose 3-1, and I'm like, this team's in this is the like I said, the worst thing that probably could have happened was anything about the front office with Drury getting out into the media, because the media spreads rumors, especially in this area, New York, once you get something like that out there, it gets into players' heads, and now it's just chaos. It just seems like I'm hearing all kind of there's JT Miller rumors. There's all kind of rumors
And
going around there.
Miller said he doesn't even want to take he doesn't even want to accept a trade. So it's like, why are you looking for? You're looking for a guy that's not even playing. You're looking for he's
Right.
not playing. He's out for personal reasons. Why are you looking to trade for a guy that's not even gonna fucking benefit you? I think
That's
that's what's so baffling to me. You try to find these guys that you used to have. You're always in on these guys that you used to have. They don't want to fucking play here again. They
mm-mm.
know the drill. Why would they want to come back here? This is like it's a circus. Like you I keep saying it. You gotta have a good game tomorrow. You gotta. You're coming in again. You're coming into your own house against a hot Pittsburgh team that's going in through 4 straight wins. They just beat the Cup champions in overtime. You beat them earlier in the season. I want to say it was either 6-0 or 6-1. Do it again. It was 6-0. It was the first game of the fucking season.
Yep.
It was the first game of the season.
Yep. 6-0.
Maybe I don't even watch. Maybe I bring back the same magic. Maybe I try something again. I remember exactly what I was doing when I was watching that game. I wasn't even watching that game. That's what I was doing. I was watching the Mets. That was the Lindor grand slam against the Phillies.
Yes. Oh God. Yes, it was. Oh, I remember. Yes, I do remember that now. Yes,
That
it was the exact same day.
I remember watching the Mets game on the bigger TV, and the Ranger game was just on a little tiny screen, and everything felt good. Everything felt good. I mean, the Commanders were good. The Rangers looked good. The Mets
Good.
looked good.
Good.
Everything
Yeah.
felt good. Everything was great. And now the Mets aren't playing, even though I'm happy about the Met. We don't
The
talk
Mets were
about
fine.
the Mets were great. I'm happy about the Mets.
As a Phillies fan, I gotta admit, you beat us. You beat our asses. So hey,
The Mets I'm happy about. So I mean,
yeah.
in on Soto, in on different stuff, but we'll talk about baseball
Yep.
later.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We'll get.
The Commanders look okay. I mean, that's fine. I expect it. It's football. Football's tough.
Yeah, they've come back to earth a little bit. I mean,
But
they
this,
put it on.
but fucking this. This
Yeah,
is a shit show. And how
this
are you
is
still above
really-
500? How are you 13-10-1? That fast start really just decided to help, I guess.
You must, yeah,
Like,
no, absolutely.
like winning all those games early on must have been something. Like you must have done something right, but you're 13-10-1 now. And by all metrics, you should be beating the teams that you're playing, or at least like you were saying, making it close. The Rangers'
Yeah,
power
absolutely.
play is going at 23.4% for 10th in the league. Their penalty kill is second at 85.7, but that's because the fucking goaltenders are bailing them out. You're fourth in the league on faceoff percentage, so you're winning draws. And then it just drops off. You're okay and scoring. You're scoring at a decent rate at 3.17 goals per game. I don't understand. I really am starting to not understand where the disconnect is. I mean, 4-6-0 in your last 10.
And it seemed like it came right after that West Coast trip too, like that Western Canadian trip, because that's when you fear. That's when like the stories really came out about oh they might get rid of Truba, they might get rid of they're looking to
It
get
was a
rid
game
of
against
Kreider.
Edmonton because it was just so blaringly bad. Because you played a good game against San Jose, you play a good game against Seattle, you play a very good game against Vancouver.
Yep.
Calgary was shaky because of calls, but I don't get on the refs anymore, really, unless I desperately need to. So it's just like, okay, you lost off a fluky hand pass goal that got called back other times, whatever. Right. And then the wheels just come off.
Yeah, like I said,
and then it just got worse. I mean, the game against St. Louis was truly, I feel like, the breaking point.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, because it seems like they got home. They figure, oh, you get home. we came off this trip. We're 1-2 off this road trip. All right, no problem. We'll get it back. And then, like I said, the St. Louis game killed you.
And then you the ship could have been righted in Carolina, but the $12 million man lets up a softie on a wraparound in between his legs, gives Carolina momentum. You lose the game. It's going back to number 31. He's not playing like he wants to be here. And I'm not sure if it's because of the contract. But regardless of what it is, it's not working. You're not working. And it's getting to a point where I'm seeing people asking if it's getting to a point to where you should send players down to the AHL. Who?
I was gonna say,
That's another.
who are you sending down?
You can't. Players with no move protection, which is the entire fucking team,
Yeah,
can't really go down to the minors. Not unless you put them on a conditioning loan. And guess what? It's not going to do anything.
I know. I agree with that totally.
Like
I
what
don't
is
even
it?
who
So
even,
they can
I
get
mean,
more
even
ice time, so they can play better. You're getting prime ice time. All of yous. You are. What's the issue?
telling you, and it's not the kids that are doing it. So, like I
No,
said, like you
no.
want to
The
sell
kids
that?
have
It's
looked
not the kids.
fine.
The
Like,
kids look fine. Like from the game, like I said, again, I don't watch again. I don't watch Rangers games a lot, but like I said, I paid attention to this game, and the fourth line again, they didn't have VZ that game, so they didn't put him in. They healthy scratched him. Like I said, Remke's down. I mean, but he doesn't really do
he
anything. You know,
sucks too.
that wasn't a big concern. But like I said, the other kids are, they played pretty decent. It seemed like it was the stars, like the big players that just didn't show up for this game.
Yeah,
And I
and
mean,
they don't show
they
up
could
for
put all the
any
shots
game.
on goal.
It's
And you see, and Kreider scored the power play goal, which he always scores against the Devils anyway, which was like a nothing burger at the time. But like I said, it just seemed like the stars on the Rangers are not showing up, or there's something going on with the chemistry of this team because they looked so disorganized and so out of touch for for a rivalry game. I
yeah,
mean, I feel you want to come out and you want to, especially this team, you want to, they're up in the rankings. It's not like where the Islanders are kind of, mid and stuff. So you have that rivalry, but this Rangers Devils rivalry, especially now that the Devils have proven so far in the season that hey, they're not going away. This team is solid. I
yeah,
mean,
and
from up and down, from first line to fourth line, they're really solid. The defense has been fantastic for the Devils.
oh my
I
god,
mean,
Brett Pesci.
I mean, if you, I mean, Brett, what a great pickup! Like I said, all the pickups from this year, all the signings and trades we made have really helped this team so much. And you got to give the credit to Tom Fitzgerald for this because he really did put a team together for this year. And like I said, a lot of Devils fans now have cup aspirations now. Like we are really like 100% in on this team can go far if we continue the way we're playing now. And don't get me wrong, we had our hiccups again. We had our hiccups again St. Louis. We had their hiccup against the couple games like we really lost to the lower teams like the Sharks where we lost. We got shut out by the Sharks. Like I said, we got shut out by. I said we got shut out by the Blues. So like I said, we lost a strong game to the Caps where but again, we seem like we are into the game every time, even if they're down two. We still have that hope where hey, they can always get a chance to come back because of their scoring power. So it's like this team is starting to come together, and on the other side, it just looks like it's falling apart, and nobody wants to play, and it's sad because this Rangers team could be really good if they put it together. I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
they've shown it.
That's what's so frustrating about it. And the schedule isn't really getting better for the rest of December. I mean, you get a little bit of an easy stretch, but there's no real easy game. I'm just gonna run through the entire rest of the month of December for the Rangers.
Go for it. No, I got you. I'm right with you. I got it right here.
They play tomorrow against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Back to back Sunday, Monday, Seattle and Chicago. Away game in Buffalo on Wednesday. Next Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
against the Kings. A back-to-back Kings Blues with travel. A back-to-back with
Yeah,
travel. You go from
going to
the
St. Louis.
you
Yep.
go to St. Louis to get embarrassed there. And then you play Nashville after that, which is going to be either where I am so done. I am
I can
either going to
understand.
be so done or I'll be okay. I think if the Rangers can string together some wins, I'll be better, but if they're still playing the way they are now around that time and lose to Nashville, you you may I may be recording from the loony bin. Uh then you go to Dallas, and then you have the back to back
Whew.
of go fuck yourself. Two afternoon games, Sunday, Monday, Carolina, the Devils. And then
Yep.
Christmas. And then
And then
Christmas.
Christmas.
And then
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. You might be pulling your hair out for Christmas. Shit.
Oh God, I may have a stomach aneurysm by Christmas.
Oh, seriously, what a stretch that is.
And then we close off the year with our. It seems like the Rangers always play in Florida for New Year's.
Okay.
Um, they always play Tampa and the Panthers. Um, but yeah, that's the month of December, and it doesn't really seem like it's getting any easier.
No, and so we got 13 games. What record do you think they have to come out with? How many wins you think out of these 13? Well, you got the one loss against the Devils, so you figure 12 games left in this calendar month. How many wins you think they can pull out, like in all hardness, like in all seriousness?
How many wins do I
How
think
many?
they can
How
pull
many?
out, or how many wins
Well,
do I
let's
hope they can pull
let's
out?
let's separate this. Well, let's separate this. How many think you they? How many do you think they can
Oh,
go to that?
let's say that again, Gug. We lost you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let's look at the month. We got 12 games left for the Rangers.
Yeah,
How many do you think they will win compared to how many do you think they actually will win? So
I
say down to so see let's say they can if they go 7-5. Do you think they actually will go 7-5 or 8-4 or
I I want them to. I think 7-5 would be good, but the
okay.
five have to be competitive losses. Like it has to be a competitive five. I don't want to see you got blown out in three of the five losses that you have throughout the rest of the month, and then you win one goal games.
Right.
Like I don't want to see that. I need convincing, and I mean, ideally, I think 7-8 wins would be good.
Okay.
Um, it's to a point where anything is better than what we got, but I think a 7-5, 8-4 would be good
Okay.
because if you are at least losing to teams that are good and they are close losses, I can respect that because you're playing a good game.
Right.
But if you just keep getting shelled, then I think there's a major problem. And it starts with lower parts of the coaching staff. Because I don't think it's Laviolette that's the problem. I just
Right.
think the team isn't playing up to the way they need to.
Right.
So I think you need to look at the assistant coaches, the associate coaches, all of that.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, you just gotta get something. I don't even think you need to try to quantify how many wins you need or how many you need to try to get. I
Yeah.
think you just need to focus on getting one or two,
Absolutely. Yeah.
because one or
Absolutely.
two could become three, four, five, and even if you win three, lose one, win two, lose another, that's fine because you're at least getting points. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's frustrating about some of these games. You're losing in regulation, so you're not even getting anything out of it.
Right. You're not even getting the loser's point out of it.
So it's just going to be a matter of hoping that this team can find their way, getting to where they need to be and just playing hockey.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's
And this
excuse me.
stretch right here, like I said, this stretch, we by the next time we podcast, this stretch of the Rangers, this could be a breaking point for you for your team right
Yeah.
now. You can figure all three games between Friday and next Wednesday, because we usually record on a Thursday. You're gonna have four games against, not great. I mean, not really great teams. I mean, Penguins are, like I said, they're a little hot right now. But I mean, Kraken has been mid all season. Blackhawks have been, terrible, and the Sabres are, about a mid team. So if you come out of the next, if we're coming into the podcast next week and the Rangers are 1-3 out of this stretch or 2-2, then you're really going to be, there's real big concerns, because where are you going to make these games up? I mean, then you got the Kings, Blues, and Predators, and then, like I said, then you go into your big stretch of, like I said, the Hurricanes, Devils, Lightning, Panthers. I mean, where are you picking up these wins? So this is the time, like I said, by the time we start next week's podcast, we're going to know a lot about this Rangers team coming up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just baffling to see where this team is at and to try to hope that they can rebound. Especially because every other team has just gotten better, so you're just getting worse.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But before we head out, let's talk about the Devils schedule real quick.
Yes, sir.
You have a game against
We have the
against the
Kraken
Kraken.
on Friday. We
You
have the
have
Kraken on Friday.
you have the Kraken, then the Avs, and then the
And
Leafs,
then the Leafs. Yeah.
then the Kings, Blackhawks,
Uh,
and then
and
you
then
go
we
to
and then we're traveling.
then you
Yeah.
go
Then
to
we
St.
travel to
Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, Columbus on the 19th. Pittsburgh, the game against the Rangers we talked about.
And then we
Christmas.
got the Hurricanes
And then you
after
have a
that.
home and
Right after
home
Christmas.
back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ducks on New Year's Eve.
Which again, that Friday, Saturday against the Hurricanes are going to be a really interesting stretch when we get to that point of the season to
Mm.
see how the team's rolling, because again, we have a lot of winnable games here. I mean, like I said, Kraken, like we just talked about with them. Avalanche, of course they got great players, but they're really not, the team that they were, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I really
The
think
Leafs,
I think Colorado's starting to panic a little bit with how their team is.
oh, actually, and they got Scott Wedgwood, so if you put him in net, they
Oh,
might win that game, because
oh,
he
I
like
didn't know that.
because they it was a minor trade during the
Oh,
week. Yeah, they picked up Scott Wedgwood off from I think
nice.
what was it, with Florida? Yeah, I think he was with Florida. So yeah. So if they put Scott Wedgwood in on Sunday against the Devils, do you have a chance?
All right.
Because he loves playing the Devils, and he plays fantastic against those. I can't and
Love
it's not
Scott
even
Wedgwood.
the one and it's not even the one time. It's been like any team he's been on. When he was with the Arizona, when he was with
The
Arizona / Utah now he played the third period in the Florida game, one of the last Florida games, and he's always played good against us. So you said Avalanche, they put him in, might
got
get a
a
win
chance.
there.
All right.
Maple Leafs, another good team.
That's
That
going to be
they,
a really
now
good test for this Devils team. I feel like if you can beat this Leafs team that's been really, really good,
yeah.
you're pretty much set.
And especially when we played them the first time, we played them when we were having that little low stretch.
Uh-huh.
So I like to see, this team, this Devils team that's clicking play this Maple Leafs team. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
And, they'll have Matthews back. They'll have their whole lineup unless, somebody, gets hurt in them next week or so. But that should be a really good game.
Oh, Matthews is back already.
No,
Yeah.
I know. But if anybody gets hurt between that.
Oh,
between
gotcha.
that and that game,
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because the game's on Tuesday. So, you never know, anybody gets hurt or anything, who knows, I mean, we've had a couple of like bad injuries, especially the young kids, with I know Zegers got hurt last night.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Yeah. So like I said, you just never know in the league, when stuff happens, but yeah, hopefully they'll have their full complement of players. So we can have a nice test for us on that next Tuesday against the Leafs.
Yeah.
And then my time. And then again, we play the Kings and the Blackhawks. Kings have been really good this year, really surprising, especially with Dowry out. Drew Dowry. I always say his name's the freaking kid at school. Anyway. But yeah, and then we play the Blackhawks. So, like I said, we got a nice little stretch here for us. A couple of little tests here and there. But like I said, the way they're playing and the way the first line is playing, I mean, this team has been really clicking on all cylinders.
Mm.
And like I said, between Hughes and Brad, I mean, they become one of the 1-2 punches in the league. I mean, of course, not compared to like a McDavid and Draisaitl yet, but like I said, they're getting to that point where they're one of the top duos in the league. And like I said, that's really bad for the NHL to hear that these two are clicking that on all cylinders right now. And with Palat playing the third player on the line, really helps out because he's nice and solid. He gets in on the forecheck. He's pesky, where the other two can just go out and try to play offense. Where Palat plays the defense with the two back. So it's really good.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
Well,
yeah, but everything. Like I said, the Devils are clicking. Markstrom's been playing well. I mean, again, that Rangers game, but it seems like again, I was looking at stats. He always plays well at the Garden. It seems
yeah,
if you
he
look at,
does. Even when he was with the Flames, I mean,
yep,
so it's just more of a telling sign of what's happening in the New York, New Jersey area. But
absolutely.
everything seems to be good in Rangers, and nothing seems to be good in
No
Rangers land.
Rangers punch,
Uh,
definitely not.
Rangerstown sucks. I want to move, and everything seems to be clicking in Devil's Land. So
Absolutely.
there you go, gang. This has been another episode of the What the Puck podcast. I've been Nick. That's been Gunk. We love you. Gunk,
We
I
love
love
you,
you.
baby.
We
We love
will
hockey. Let's get it on. Woo!
catch you all next week. Peace.
Peace.